Greetings everyone, this is Amara with my channel, Eyes Wide Shut, and don't forget to look at my other channel, which is Spiritual Echelons. Okay, that's my side channel. Some people say to me, Eldad, I don't get you, mate. I don't get you. You're at your tree. You're mad. You're a right natter. You're like a box of frogs. You're like the Mad Hatter. You know what? You're gone, man. You're like Pluto. You're like out there, just like Pluto. I don't care. I honestly don't care. Because I've started to wake up from this deep sleep of Kingu. The deep sleep of Kingu. I've started to wake up from this artificial world that has been constructed by an elite group of people. They only make up 1% of the world's population. But they're controlling the other 99. But no longer are they controlling the whole 99%, because there's people just like myself who are starting to wake up from this deep sleep. As I say, from this deep sleep of Kingu, whilst other people, they just want to stay asleep. They're asleep in the matrix, whilst people like me, we're starting to wake up from this 3D, from this dense materialistic world, this third dimensional world. Yes, I'm vibrating on the fourth dimension. And so are a lot of other people who are starting now to wake up. Some people call them the awoken ones or the nutters, because we start to think differently. We start to act differently. And people want to put us in these boxes. The government call us, those people are starting to wake up. They're discontented. Yes, give us all the labels you want. We can take them. Take them. Take them. Yes, we can take them. Because at the end of the day, this is how they manage to try and control people, through stereotyping, right? By stigmatizing people. And when people such as myself, as I say, I'm not the only one, there's lots of other people who are starting to wake up and smell the... They're starting to wake up from the crap. They're starting to form their own narratives instead of following the narratives of the elite and their institutions. They're starting to wake up and following their own narratives, not the narratives of the elite. You see, the elite, they created all of these institutions. They created our reality for us. They created our belief systems. They created our political institutions. They created our law. Yeah? They created our law systems. They created all of these various different beliefs. And not only that, they have socially constructed. They've socially constructed so many things in this world that we take, that many will take as real. You see, the elite, they've created this artificially constructed reality. This is an illusion that we're living in. This is a matrix. They've created our political institutions. They've created our economic institutions. What else? They've created our religious institutions. And what we think is our own fault is not our fault. It's the faults of the elite who've constructed this reality for us. We get up in the morning and we go to work. We start at 9 and we finish at 5. We watch TV. We follow the news. We follow whatever is in the newspapers. Who's the one that's constructed all of these things? Who's the one that's constructed all of these things? It's the elite. You are following their agenda. You're following their way of thinking. And what they want to do is to try to keep people locked up in this third dimension. They don't want people to wake up. Have any of you ever seen the film They Live? Have you ever seen the film They Live? If you haven't, I suggest you go and watch that film. These elite groups of people, they teach us how to obey. They teach us what to follow. They teach us what to think. They teach us what to buy. So it's obey. Don't question anything. Do as you're told. Consume. Have kids. Make love. Every single thing they have constructed. And if you don't believe me, I'll say again, go and watch the film They Live. That will be an eye-opener for you. And films such as The Matrix. And also, what's the other film? Watch another film. And it's called The Demolition Man. That is an eye-opener, right? To a lot of things that's going on right now. Go watch. What's another film? Go watch another film by Arnold Schwarzenegger when he goes to space. Yeah? When he goes to Mars. The film is called Total Recall. See, all these films, they are all a form of... These films, they're all a form of documentaries. Okay? Because a lot of things that's going on in these films is actually happening in reality right now. It's weird, isn't it? You watch these films, such as Total Recall, and you can see some of those things in Total Recall happening right now in this reality, in this fake reality. You can see films such as Star Trek. Do you remember Star Trek? When they had the doors that would open out sideways. Okay? These doors would open sideways. Now we have that. Flip phones. We now have flip phones. What else? iPads. In The Demolition Man, you can see them with iPads. And also in Star Trek. So a lot of these things that we see in these sci-fi films that are happening right now. We're vibrating on this lower plane, on this third dimension. But me, personally, I'm vibrating on a higher frequency, on that fourth dimension. When you start to move up into that fourth dimension, you start to vibrate differently. You start to act differently. And some people just don't get you. They don't see why you're changing. It's like you're outgrowing your environment. And some people just don't understand that. You see, when that third eye opens, you can't go back. You cannot go back. There are many people, they're like sheep, and they want to just follow the narratives of the elite. They do not see anything wrong with the system. Whereas other people who are starting to wake up are starting to see the world for what it truly is. People are starting now to try and live off grid. People are trying now to create their own narratives and follow their own narratives rather than the narratives of the elite. They're outgrowing this artificially constructed reality. It's like the organic ones against the inorganic ones. We're living in this fake, synthetic world. And I'd rather choose nature over this artificially constructed reality that has been created for us. We're starting to reconnect with nature. We're starting to reconnect with the all. Some people, they're all for this artificially constructed reality. They're walking around with their virtual reality goggles. They got their heads plugged into their phones. They're quite accepting of most of the things that the government want them to do. There's a famous poet, and his name was Juvenal. And Juvenal said, "Give the people bread and circus. Give them bread and circus. That way, keep them appeased. Keep them entertained so they don't question anything." And that is what is happening to a lot of people in this third dimensional world. They're not questioning anything. They are quite happy to go along with the masses, with the sheeple, whereas other people are starting to slowly wake up and see the world, this artificial world, for what it truly is. Give the people bread and circuses. There was a famous guy, his name was Karl Marx, and he turned around and he said that religion is the opium of the people. But now, media and social media and television are the opium of the people. Right now, social media and television, which is telling lies to your vision, is now the new opium of the people. And not only this, but your mobile phones. So people are so addicted to their mobile phones. This is also the opium of the people. People are walking around with their eyes wide shut when their eyes should be wide open. And I'll say it again, people are walking around with their eyes wide shut when their eyes should be wide open. I'm going to quickly read something here. I found this on the internet and I thought it was pretty good. Listen. The physical body is materialistic. The nocturnal is etherical. The etherical links us to the spiritual realm, to uplift into our higher dimensional realities. You must realize who you are in truth and free yourself from the programs of the third dimensional matrix put in place by the malevolent entities. Lighten your heart, for a heavy heart will hold you down. The purpose of your being was not to suffer, but to be loved, to be joy and kindness. Your essence, you are a unique spiritual signature, expanding in consciousness. Share your uniqueness with the universe as you begin to explore the stars. There is nothing greater than to see a struggling identity realize who they really are in the power of light. The momentum of God's self-realized soul is spreading exponentially, and this was always the sacred plan. There is a great joy around you and more to be found within. That's why I say you need to go within, because for so long we've been told what to do and we've been following rules and we've been following regulations. We've been obeying certain laws, certain codes, certain ethics, and we didn't come here on earth to be following other people's narratives, especially that of the elite who try to control us and keep us in our place because they feel for some reason that they're better than us, or they know and think, or they think they know better. They think they know why they should be the ones on top and we should be on the one, and we should be the ones on the bottom following them. What gives them the authority? What gives them the right to feel that they are more superior to us? We didn't come down here to be controlled. We didn't come down here to be manipulated, right? We came down here to have a human experience. Some people don't get it.